Hello, and welcome to a new show here at CUTV, Luc's Box Office. Luc's Box Office. Live from the Mez, it's Luc's Box Office. Luc's Box Office. You spread it all over. Oh, sorry. Hi, this is Luke. This is Luc's Box Office, and we are reviewing movies today. So stick around, you'll have a lot of fun. But first, here is a clip from Star Trek First Contact, which comes out Friday, November 12th. Oh my God, it's the board! Yeah, like, I'm on this ship! Everybody, battle station! You have to stop! They're attacking! The space! Oh my God! Well, it all came about 15 years ago when I was sitting in a movie theater on a Sunday afternoon, you know, watching the movie, eating peanuts. And I thought to myself at that point that the movie I was watching was really not that good. And I thought to myself that there should be a TV series somewhere, preferably on university television, that would warn people about which movies are right to see and which ones to stay away from. Now, it took a long period for me to develop this idea. It took maybe 15 years developing this. Wrote all my ideas down, threw them away, started over again. And eventually it came down to what you see today as Luc's Box Office. Luc's Box Office on CUTV.
I'm going to leave this there as a tribute.
Oh, hi. Sorry there. Hi, welcome to Lee Boyle's movie review on Luc's Box Office. Before I start, I'd like to wish you all a Happy New Year. Okay, I just recently saw From Dusk Till Dawn, and I must say, I was totally delighted by this totally gruesome movie, and it was perhaps the best movie I've seen in the 90s for sure. Okay, this movie's directed by Robert Rodriguez, who brought us Desperado, and it stars George Clooney, Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis, and Quentin Tarantino, the man, the cool guy from Hollywood, as he likes to be known, who also wrote the screenplay for this movie. It was one of his first screenplays he wrote a long time ago. The movie was also produced by Lawrence Bender, who produced Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, of course. I'd like to diss the critics who have made this horror movie flunk. Well, for them, you know. I think it's you have to see this movie as a horror exploitation films, you know. Like, they don't, like the critics have been saying, well, it's like this stupid horror story and it's like this big crime thing, but you know, you have to, it's cool that there's like, because the movie like totally switches all of a sudden, it becomes like totally something else, you know, and I like it. And like the violence, you know, like I don't really have a problem with that. It's not gratuitous, you know, it's just like plain horror, monster bashing fun, you know. Hailing it as one of my best movies of the 90s is what I'm doing right now. It's probably the best horror film I've seen since like Halloween or The Evil Deads or something like that. But you can say that this movie is for horror fans, like completely for horror fans, but I wouldn't like only say that, you know. I think I saw like some people who like don't particularly like horror movies and they really love this movie, so I'm not really gonna say like all those critics that it's a movie just for horror fans or for like not even those people, you know what I'm saying? This is Tarantino crazy horror, I guess I could call it. Like only he could like make up something like that. You know, it seemed like a movie. sort of fell in parallel with a movie I'd seen a while ago called Dead Alive from Peter Jackson from Australia. But this time it was better. Well, it was less gruesome and it was, you know, more of an expensive production, and that made it better, I guess. I guess the reason why I hate critics so much is like, they don't like movies when they're not for everyone. Of course this movie cannot be for everyone. I think a lot of people can enjoy it though, but still, you know. Let me tell you a little bit about the story. Well, basically it's just these two wanted criminals, Clooney and Tarantino, who they escape through the border after killing a whole bunch of people, and they have to wait and spend one night in this bar because they've kidnapped a family to pass it. So that's Keitel's family with Lewis, and all these people have to like spend one night before they get their freedom in the morning in one bar. It turns out to be a haven for blood-sucking vampires. That's what I liked about the plot, you know. It was like, you think sounds predictable what I just said, but no, it was a totally unpredictable, unconventional, un-Hollywood movie. Like, you had no idea who was going to survive at the end, okay, that's the cool part. The screenplay story by Tarantino is genius. That's the quality of Tarantino's screenwriting, you know, like, nothing really happens, you know, but like, a whole bunch of shit does, you know, like, but it's like, it's not preachy to watch, you know, there's no like big moral, and it's like, I don't know, it's just plain outbursts of fun, you know, that's how I can characterize it or something. Okay, was a great comedy, a great road movie, a great action-adventure movie, and a bloody great, splendidly fantastical horror movie. That's how I would characterize it. It was just brilliant cinematic fun. If you want to have, I'm saying good luck to the movies in '96. You know, Heat was good, Four Rooms was good, Leaving Las Vegas was good, but this was bloody awesome. You know, good luck to the rest of the movies in '96. You're gonna have fucking a lot of trouble beating this one. That's all I can tell you. I give this movie $8, and well, that's pretty much it. So, oh my God, it's one of the monsters from the movie. Where's my gun?
Welcome back to Box Office, and now here's a review of Seven with Scott. Hey Scott.
Thanks, Luke.
Peter Kiss is here with a review of Scarlet's Letter. Here's Lee. Mr. Matthew Binks, the composer of the theme to Luke's Box Office, here to do a review of Copycat. Hello, Matthew.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good. Mike Daly. Mike, welcome to Box Office.
Thanks a lot, Luke.
We have a new reviewer on Luke's Box Office this week, Rob, and my friend here, Carl, went to see it. Yes, and Alex is here. Remember last week she did that review of Empire State of the Future?
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, I go see this IMAX movie. Hey, I'm back to normal now.
Yeah, she feels much better now.
Yeah.
And now she's going to talk about Private Parts.
Not mine, though.
Not yours?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, this is the longest running show on CUTV, and so, you know, it's...
You've been bothering me to get around for the last month.
I just thought it was a matter of time.
I finally said, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
And, yes, Howie's here. You know him from Howie's Rant.
Hey, welcome back to Luke's Box Office. I'm your new host for today, Lloyd.
All right, so for the first time in the history of Luke's Box Office, we have an interview with one of the stars of a major motion picture. And the star is Bugs Bunny from the movie Space Jam. So, Bugs, how's it going?
What's up, Doc?
All right, now, your movie, Space Jam. What's it about?
About an hour and a half.
So, did you enjoy working with Michael Jordan?
That guy has it all. Talent, fame, fortune.
Yeah.
Okay. All he's lacking is a little hair. So they called me. Whose bright
idea was it to do an interview in the locker room?
A doctor's gotta preserve some dignity.
So, Bugs, I understand that you had the pleasure of working with the beautiful Lola Bunny in this movie.
Ah, Lola. Our scenes together were sheer magic. Roll the clip. Ooh, heat hot. I got it.
Girl's got some skills.
Not that clip!
Whoa, yeah, well, you know, anyways, it's a rare pleasure and, you know, it's a rare thing to see all the Looney Tunes working together in a movie like this. Were there any problems?
Of course not.
Feed me! Feed me!
Feed you? Feed me!
Ouch!
My mom says try your best in everything you do.
No problems whatsoever. It's your agent. Mommy?
Okay, well, in this area of special effects, what can we expect to see in Space Jam?
Oh, it's a state-of-the-art technological tour de force. Come to Papa. You won't believe your eyes.
Hey, perhaps I could be of some assistance.
Okay, so that's it. That was Bugs Bunny, and we'll be back after this.
So, I give this movie an 8.
8.
Yes.
Well, that's, well, to be Siskel to your Ebert, I would have to, or Ebert to your Siskel, or whatever. I'd have to say that, yes, I agree with you. It is a very good movie in all respects. It's very well in keeping with the Scorsese style. If you've seen Goodfellas, you will probably like this movie. It's the same kind of movie. The plot is very, very well done, and the people are very believable. Pesci, De Niro are back with Scorsese, who were in Goodfellas and also in Raging Bull in 1980, and they all do a great performance. And also, Sharon Stone is in this movie, and she does a terrific job as De Niro's wife. So yes, it's a very good movie. I liked it.
But you see, the thing is that it's a 3-hour movie.
Yes.
Even though that they got to the actual plot, they never went away from it. You always had caring, love, but you also had the point of, you know, standing their ground throughout the whole movie. So.
Cherish and love?
Well, you had that because De Niro wanted love. And then De Niro would have gave out his soul to his wife for love, but ended up holding the wrong end of the stick.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, sure. Well, in keeping with it, it's in keeping with this the Scorsese style. He gives it $8. I don't give it 8. I can't give it $8 because it's too much like Goodfellas.
Why?
I mean,
why can't you give it $8?
Because
why can't you give it $8? Tell me. Why can't you give it $8? Give me one good reason why.
Because it's too much in keeping with Goodfellas. If you watch this could be called Goodfellas Part 2. I mean, after a while, if you use the same style over and over again in each movie you do, the originality leaves. It's not original anymore. The story is great, the movie is great. I give it around $7.50, something like that. I need to.
But you can't give it that 8. You can't give it that extra 50 cents.
I can't give it that 8.
But why? You can't give me a good.
It has to be original. It is original. The movie is not original enough. I mean, you take Goodfellas, you know, you have the Scorsese style. I mean, you have the guy, the lead character with the narration, right? Then you have you have the big murders, the backstabbing. You have Joe Pesci. Sorry, Pesci. I should know this by now. You have Pesci. His character is very much in keeping with the one that he played in Goodfellas, except maybe not as whimsical. But it's still kind of the same character. It is very good. It's 50. But that extra 50 cents, I would give it an extra 50 cents if it would
You can't give that extra 50 cents for the love, the caring, the crying, and the understanding.
I didn't see that much love and caring in that movie. I saw people getting killed. I saw people getting...
De Niro was the only one in the whole movie that showed caring and understanding, but you messed with him, that was it. Look, you had the daughter in the movie.
He cared for his daughter.
Yes, he cared for his wife. He gave everything to his wife. He gave millions of dollars to his wife. He gave him the key to the safety deposit box. You can't give an extra 50 cents for that?
No. That's all in keeping. That's $7.50 right there. The extra 50 cents would have been if they would have made it different from...
Like, what would your point be different? Tell me. Like, if you'd go to see this movie, what would be different? Why would you give it an extra 50 cents? Because of the different plot? The different... What?
If it was more... if the style was more original.
Okay, give me one...
Better originality.
Okay, give me
Scorsese,
1 point only.
There's so much that you can expect from Scorsese, and once you've learned everything that you can get from Scorsese, there's nothing else to get. This movie is good, but original. The style is not the original. That's why I'm not giving it $8.
I don't agree with you.
Well, and we will be back after this. As you can see, it's beginning to look a lot like Halloween. Yeah, well. Oh, I see. Here we go. Now, it's beginning to look a lot like Halloween.
We got word just replacing Luc for the rest of the day because we got special word here. We got a ratings problem with the show. I started to go down a bit. I don't know, Luc's format wasn't working very well.
And hey, it's Canada Day. You got no idea what happened. Siskel and Ebert kidnapped me.
They kidnapped you?
They kidnapped me. Now, Star Trek... Wait, this isn't right. Just a second. There you go. Yeah, that's much better. I mean, yeah, you know that stuff that Lloyd said about me being kicked out because the ratings were down? Well, it was a lie. It was a damn lie.
Today I'm going to review a movie. It's called The Story of Luke's Life. Right? Now, way back like 40, 50, 60, 100 years ago, Luke was born, and and he was raised like one of those munchkins. You ever watch the Wizard of Oz? You have those little munchkin things there? He was raised like one of those little munchkins, always singing and happy and joyous. And then he grew this little devil goatee thing.
And yes, we're back with reviews of movies that are just coming out.
You know, he looked exactly like the devil. If he would have worn red, we would have been like really scared.
You got no idea how tough it is to produce a show like this here. I mean, it's hell. I mean, it's pure hell. I bought this here, the original series, for about $30. Now, about this one, the final battle, for around $60. So total around $90. Now, if you get them in a pack together, you pay around $54. Which really pisses me off because I paid $40 for these movies when I could have just waited a bit and I would have paid like $54. Now, what happens in this movie? I have something, I got a bone to pick with you.
Yes, what's your point about?
Last time I was, you said something to the effect that, I was gone because the ratings weren't good and the dean of students had something they didn't like with me,
Yes.
I did not appreciate that very much,
Yes, well, I figured that you might not like that. I bravely came back on the show. Bravely, by the way, people, I came back on the show, I might add, but because I'm under exclusive contract with Concordia. But...
Which is weird because I'm not.
Well, when you got it, you got it.
I mean,
but anyways, no, I didn't mean that the ratings was because of you and I was taking over the show and I was stabbing you in the back even though you gave me my break on TV. That's not what I meant. It was because they didn't feel that it had enough spice, excitement. It needed a change because the ratings were going down, so they needed to talk to you. I was just filling in for you.
Okay.
I was saving you, but
sure.
I went to the dean of students right after the show and I said, man, Luke's got to come back on because it's his show, not mine.
Okay. We're back, and now we are up to a point in our show we like to call movies we would have liked to review when they came out, but we were probably too young to do so when they did, so we're going to do it now. The movie we will be reviewing this week is the 1976 slapstick comedy Return of the Pink Panther, starring Peter Sellers, Herbert Lom, Christopher Plummer, and directed by Blake Edwards. Now, what happens in this movie? The Pink Panther, which is supposedly the biggest diamond in the world, has been stolen again. So who do they call to investigate this crime but the man who found the Pink Panther the first time it was stolen? Clumsy old French inspector Jacques Clouseau. So Clouseau comes in and we follow him in all his misadventures as he tries to find this missing diamond. And he makes a fool out of himself at any time for any reason. Now, what's important to have in a slapstick comedy of this sort is a good lead actor. And with Peter Sellers, you cannot go wrong. Many people could have played Jacques Clouseau. In fact, in the previous movie to this one, since this is the fourth movie in the Jacques Clouseau series, the movie Inspector Clouseau starred Alan Alkin as Clouseau, and he did a pretty good job. But really, a Clouseau movie is not really a Clouseau movie without Peter Sellers. Sellers was one of the great comedic actors of the 1960s and 70s, and what made him so great is that he would research and develop the character he was going to play to its fullest potential before playing him. He would find out, where did this character come from? Where is he going? What makes him tick? Why does he act in a certain way in a certain situation? Simply put, he would find out who this character is, something that any actor should do before acting any part. And something I have my doubts as if any comedic actor do these days. Take Jim Carrey, for example. Now, as much as I like Jim Carrey, he does make me laugh a lot, okay? He doesn't broaden his characters enough. Take Dumb and Dumber. In Dumb and Dumber, you know that the guy he's playing is dumb. You know it from the title, you know it from the beginning of the movie, you know he's dumb in the middle, and you know he's dumb at the end. But during the movie, there is no development. You don't know who this guy is. Why is he dumb? Why does he act this way? Why is this guy this way? You don't know. But on the other hand, Sellers as Clouseau develops his character to its fullest potential. He takes every aspect of his character and does something with it. For example, the first thing you notice about Clouseau is that he's clumsy. He can't go into a room without knocking something over or tripping over something or hurting himself in any way.
Do X?
Ah! Now that's funny, of course, but do that again and again and again all through the movie without anything else to add to his character, and after a while it gets a bit stale. But that's not the only aspect of his character. Clouseau is also French. So since he is French and this is in an English movie, Sellers and Edwards thought that it would be a good idea not only to give Sellers a French accent, but to make him constantly mispronounce his words.
I'm from the telephone company. There is something the matter with your phone.
Third aspect, Clouseau is an inspector. He is part of the police force, and since he's part of the police force, he should be able to defend himself. Right? Right. So, Sellers and Edwards takes this to the extremes and make Clouseau a karate expert. A karate expert. So, in order to keep in shape, Clouseau gets his butler, his Chinese butler played by Burt Kwok, to attack him unsurprised at any given time. And finally, the fourth aspect to Clouseau is that, as with Carrey's character in Dumb and Dumber, Clouseau is dumb. The guy, even though he's hired to solve this case and he seems to kind of know what he's doing. He never seems to get the full picture out of anything.
Thank you.
So, with all this, it is no surprise that Clouseau's character is so funny. He's complex. A complex character is interesting. Now, Sellers, of course, is not the only actor in this movie. He is well supported by a good supporting cast. Of course, there's Herbert Lum back as the chief Commissioner Dreyfus, who Clouseau is literally driving crazy. And also Montreal-born Christopher Plummer as the Phantom, the guy who is accused of stealing the Pink Panther, since he was the one who stole it the first time in the first movie. All this topped with the famous Pink Panther theme and the famous opening cartoon with the Pink Panther cartoon character makes for a movie that you just can't miss. It was the finest and the funniest movie of the Clouseau series. I highly recommend it. From a scale from $1 to $8, which is the money you would spend if you would go see this movie again, I give this movie $6. It was one of the funniest movies of the 70s, and it is just great. Now, here's a clip. Why is a movie good? Why you should go see a movie? Okay, so that's our show for this week. We'll be back again as usual in a couple of weeks with another new episode, so stay tuned. And until then, open the door when I knock, will you? Don't forget to shut the door when you leave the office. The office is just down the block on the corner next to that McDonald's, and if you know, you might not miss it if you look a bit, so please drop by, okay? The office is closed. That's it!